Well, welcome back to Blinky's Dungeon. And I know this isn't a guitar related thing, but just so you won't go around saying that I don't do anything, I'm going to just show you sometimes some of the things that I do. And by the way, I am working on the Stratophone. That one's coming along. And I have a surprise for you. I have a really, I'll give you two hints. Red. Flame top. That's it. But I have a surprise for you. That'll come later. It's a project, but it's a cool project. And it's kind of something I've been waiting to do for a while. Anyway, working on the tank. Man, I took this down to metal. It wasn't prepped. It was a replacement tank to begin with. Wasn't prepped. It was screwy. Had dents in it. Had a crease that at first I was beginning to wonder if it had actually, made a hole in the tank, but it didn't. This particular go round, I've decided to also, since it's not very big, I've decided that I have the materials to go ahead and paint the front fender when I do this tank, and it's in decent shape. It won't be anything to prep it, so I may or may not shoot video of that as well. See, but I can go around here doing like this and kind of rebuild that curve. I ripped a piece of a 2x4 to the width of the frame tabs on front of this tank. Makes it a lot easier to handle and work with. I just throw it on a couple of sawhorses and flip it around. And I use metal duct tape, the metal aluminum duct tape on this and the petcock, the threads for the petcock. Oh, I find it useful just to buy emery cloth by the big roll, and I'm thinking 240. I'm thinking a strip of that 240 would be the thing. Maybe we won't have to sit here and the insects are attacking me for my hubris. As it all goes, that's not horrible. I'm going to get to work on this other and see what I can do with it. And it's kind of dark. It may, but anyway, yeah, these long strips of emery cloth work really well for doing many things. I'm thinking that when I get around to making another guitar neck, I'm probably going to use this to finish off how I shape the profile of the neck. I would like to have a little slack belt machine, and so I'm going to build one. Oh, I built myself a little rouge wheel. I'll have to show you that coming up sometime.
Stinky.
No. Yep, it is that.
Where the heck did the oven go?
The oven that we used to have sitting right there, we gave it to some people today who needed it more than we did. And plus, I have more room in my shop now. It was a win for me.
Right now, my stomach's turning.
What, from this?
No.
Why? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Okay, I need more glazing putty there. That's just not much. It's not bad, low.
Can I
Just,
touch it?
huh?
Can I
Sure.
touch it?
You can feel the low spots right there. Feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to tell you what, you're going to wash your hands.
Ew.
You're going to want to wash your hands. I know you, and you need to, especially before you stick anything in your mouth.
I can't stick anything in my mouth. My stomach is churning right now.
Oh, well, okay. Then good luck with that.
Yeah, I've got to go up.
Okay. The primer surfacer that I'm using actually swells so well in these things that I'm thinking I'm going to just do, when I get through, I'm just going to do one good thick wet surface coat. I'm trying to limit the amount of time that it takes to do this. The Nissan Silver that I've decided to paint this is actually, it's a darker silver. It's nice looking. It's going to look cool, which is why I was actually going to do some custom paint on top of the black with the Nissan Silver. And when I got to looking at it against the tank, I got to thinking, what I really want to do is make the bike that color. Make the tank and the fenders and the, pop against the black of the frame. Truthfully, I'm not nearly the guitar builder that I am a bike and kind of hot rod guy, but the money and shop space, I actually still have a lot of the tools, but the money and the shop space and in some instances just the physical strength has kind of left me by. So I do this. I used to custom paint mostly motorcycles, a few cars. If I was doing a car, I'd have to rent booth space from somebody, but you can do that. I do need more glazing putty right here, and ditto on the other side. Glazing putty on there. I'm really happy with the way that came out. And then, and probably you'll get to see me shoot a primer coat on this. This bondo glazing putty, I'm learning to like it. I used to always get 3M, and lately it seems this is what I've been finding. So, and it's fine. It's it's a bondo product, and I use their filler. I've never had a problem with a bondo product. Not, wasn't my fault. I like them. They're flexible. You can kind of roll them and get a little radius into them, and they'll kind of sort of stay where you put them, and so it's pretty easy to to get to a radius you like, and just zoom, fill in there. And what I'm going to try to do here, and by the way, when you get when you get a brand new tube of glazing putty, usually the first squirt out of it is just liquid, and with these metal tubes, I don't know how you go about mixing it up without just wrecking the tube. So I just go ahead and just kind of waste that. And this stuff is really just very thick red oxide primer. I mean, back in the day, this is the stuff that you would put a lot of lacquer thinner in, and primer, some primer machinery with it. This is red oxide, red lead, just like old red lead primer. One more time. Now, I think we got it that time. Turn this tank around. Okay, I think that's going to get it. Hold on, I sound like Randy. Probably can't tell much in this light, but this is the silver that I'm going to paint it. It's a Nissan color. I don't know. Nissan Precision Gray. If you want to see something that's precision gray, that's the color that the tank and fenders are going to be. I think I'm going to just turn the camera off right where it is, so that it'll make it look as if I can make glazing putty dry, just like in the time that it took me to get that fender off. This is already about halfway dry. So apparently I'm not going to be out here all night getting these two pieces ready to paint. I'm glad to hear that. I sanded and primed that front fender. There were only a couple of, you know what, whoever got it to me before, whoever painted that bike black, man, they had put some serious runs in that front fender. But see, I'm painting a metallic paint, and man, metallic paint shows up runs. So that whoever painted that bike before left me some work to do. But I mean, so I got after it with some slightly more aggressive paper, and then then backed it up with a little 320 to kind of smooth it out, and then I hit it with a fat coat of that primer surfacer, and it'll tomorrow when I give it its final sand, and maybe later tonight, I don't know. I'm gonna start working this glaze over. That is nice. I'm not doing one more thing to that. I'm thinking that my primer is gonna swell up enough to cover that little evil right there, because it's either that or I wait for another coat. Glazing putty to dry, and I'm not going to wait for another coat of glazing putty to dry. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wash this tank down. We're gonna, yeah, baby. That's clean. Yes, I won't point it at myself. Just a nice, heavy sanding coat. I used to use a DuPont primer back in my, when I was doing bikes and some cars back in the acrylic lacquer days. I used to use this DuPont primer surfacer that just swelled up wonderfully. Wasn't hard to sand off.
Oh, that's not cool. It looks.
Yeah, it actually looks really good. No, I mean, yeah, it looks really
Is
good.
the camera still on?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not coming over there then.
I think that tank's gonna come out perfect. Scratchy old bubble shield makes it good to go as far as I'm concerned. The druids among you, you know who you are, will understand my penchant for omens, because you can't have a smooth, awesome looking custom paint job without priming and sanding. And that, as they say, is that. That is one completely prepped tank and fender. I wonder what music I'll pick this time to play while y'all watch me sand all paint and grind all this crap. Be well.